I want you to understand deep knowings of what can compromise and block your chakra system. Okay, so this is the lower two chakras. The lower chakra, the root chakra, this is about not only community, but a sense of belonging. This chakra can be compromised when we have a lot of fears, survival fears, fears of not being good enough, fears of truly feeling like you're not safe, maybe feeling a lot of deeper fears of the past, not only of this life, but past lives. Maybe being afraid of rules by family members, church, and so on. So this one is a chakra that whatever fears you have is going to block your root chakra. This is your connection to earth. So this chakra can also be heavily compromised when we have a lot of in-between life trauma. And what that means is before coming into this life, we have to go through a process, a spiritual process. And by the time you connect to the sperms and everything that is going to make you who you are, the little embryo and so on, there is a lot of things happening behind the scenes. And you're already navigating through that journey. And sometimes we lose a lot of energy, a lot of power, a lot of our soul essence in that process. And we find that by doing in between lives, but not just like the in between lives, like where everything is perfect, because a lot of those sessions are only looking for the good things. But when we really start going deeper into in between lives, we're going to find that a lot of people, especially those that are going through spiritual awakening, that are really opening themselves to what really is happening here right now, they're going to find that they lost a lot of energy when they were going between the spirit realm to this life. And what that means is that a lot of the time they lost so much energy that it is almost like being attacked in between lives and attacked by astral larvae or other disembodied energies, who knows? We can only find that out by doing in between lives in a womb regression. So the root chakra is going to be blocked, compromised by fears of, am I safe here? Do I belong here? These are survival fears. If you're always in flight and fight or freeze mode or having a lot of anxiety, most likely you have this chakra compromise. So preconception traumas are crucial here to go and navigate, because that's where we're going to find a lot of real heavy duty traumas that you might not even be aware of, that they are hidden in the subconscious and unconscious. If you feel like a divine homesickness, this is very popular for people that are going through spiritual awakening, because there is a sense, a part of them that knows there is more than this reality, and I feel like I don't belong here, and it's a reason for that. So preconception traumas of divine homesickness, feeling potentially like you were exiled from the spirit realm, maybe feeling like I made a bad choice coming here. Even clinical depression and anxiety can be improved by simply doing pre-concession regression. So this can have a lot of answers for you. And then we have the sexual, the sacral chakra, that normally is blocked. It represents your sexuality, your power, your essence of being, but at the same time, it also can be blocked by guilt and can be blocked by shame. and can be blocked by things that happen not only in this life, in concession, in past lives, and in between lives, and so on. So the question here that I want you to dive a little deep is into what makes you feel guilty? What haven't you been able to forgive yourself for? That's going to give you a lot of answers. In the sacral chakra, again, this is a water-based chakra, just like the earth chakra is the root. The water-based chakra is the sexual chakra. And it's ruled by pleasure and blocked by guilt. So what burdens your soul? What haven't you been able to forgive yourself on? Like, what did you do, or what happened to you that you feel responsible for and you haven't been able to forgive yourself for? And also, do you feel sensual? Do you have that sensuality, that beauty within you that you can express, or is it blocked? And the intimacy, can you be intimate, truly intimate with your feelings and your being with other people, with family members and loved ones, your partner, boyfriend, whoever it is? And if you cannot, that means that there are blockages here for the sacral chakra. So the root chakra is blocked by fears mostly, and the sacral chakra is going to be blocked by guilt and lack of intimacy. So as we move on, another thing that I want you to contemplate is the root chakra. Let's go back for 1 second. The root chakra is going to, if you experience a lot of anxiety, if you experience divine homesickness, if you experience feeling exile, but not sure from where, that could also be in between lives. Or maybe like you regret, you have a sense of regret, but you don't know why. That could also be coming from preconception and really having multiple chakras blocked due to those traumas in between lives. In the root chakra, anxiety is a big problem here. That resistance to life, feeling trapped, powerless, can be a problem in regards to the fears that you experience that are compromising your root chakra. I hope that makes sense. So when people have a lot of issues with rejection and separation, may also come from having the root chakra blocked. So do you feel safe? Do you feel like you belong? Do you feel like there is regret and fears and things that you don't understand, but you can feel it, but you don't know why? Maybe that's because of something that happened between lives, before, basically in the preconception stages, all the way to implantation. And then when we get to the implantation phase, we're going to go into the root chakra. And in the root chakra, we find, the sacral chakra. In the sacral chakra, we find fear of annihilation of the self. I hope that I pronounced that right, because it's a word that is hard for me to pronounce, but hopefully you know what I mean. Fear of not having my needs met. Fear of acceptance, accepting who I am at a deep core level, unconditionally, right? Feeling like I belong here as well. Because when I start feeling like I can be myself, that's because I belong. So the sacral and the root have a lot to do with, do I belong here? Do I feel my needs can be met and I feel safe in this place? So not only the root is with fear, but the guilt that comes with the blockages, the guilt that blocks the sacral, that sensuality, that energy of feeling like I am. All of my emotions can be expressed, all of my passion. This is your empowerment, right? So when the sexual, the sacral chakra is really being blocked, we're going to have a lot of issues with being passionate about life, saying yes to life. So we want to keep that in mind as we continue, because some things are going to be multiple chakras, but I want you to have an understanding. I want you to know that some of this is from research that has been done in medical journals and so on. So this is not just me saying this. There is research that proves that some of these challenges that directly affect the different chakras, the energy centers within our body. So this is not just me. I'll give you the references so that you have it as well. So as we move up, we're going to have the solar chakra. And I want you to really sit here for a second. This is more than the personal power. The solar chakra is a fire chakra. This is your real power. And it's blocked by shame as well. So when we have a lot of shame, we're going to have a lot of issues in our solar plexus chakra. And shame and anger and rage come into place with this chakra, because that rage and the anger is a mask to cover the shame. So we might have a lot of repressed anger and rage, frustrations that are blocking, like a mask, blocking the solar plexus. So this is a false sense of not only a mask, but a false sense of identity, because we have pride, but it's a false sense of pride. It's not authentic. We have arrogance, but it's a false sense of being who we are. We think the arrogance is because we think highly of us, but no, it's actually a mask, because our true pride that is in alignment with our true essence doesn't come with that arrogance. It comes with humility. So I've been guilty of this. Don't think that you're the only one if you have any of these issues. I also have experienced false pride, arrogance, and a lot of other issues, and repressed anger and rage and so on. So the solar plexus is going to be seriously blocked by shame. So what things causes you to feel rage, anger, frustration, or to feel like you have to put a mask of arrogance and pride? Because this is going to have a lot of answers for you. What do you want to contribute to your communities, families, and yourself when you release these masks of rage and frustration and arrogance and so on? This is true self-confidence. When we start working on this chakra, we're going to tap into our spiritual power, our self-confidence with integrity, though. Our intuition is going to be in alignment, and we're going to be accountable. We're going to be responsible for our actions. We're not going to be blaming other people for what we experience. We're not going to have to manipulate people to do things, because we're going to let it be. We're going to give from our heart, from our mind, from our soul, without putting certain conditions or manipulating someone to do something that they don't want to do, or rescuing or blaming anyone in order to be approved. We don't need to do that anymore when we start working on this chakra. So the root chakra, again, is blocked normally by fear. The sacral chakra, the water chakra, is blocked by guilt that really burdens. It's like a bag of heavy bricks that burdens our soul. Maybe we have done things in past life that we haven't been able to forgive ourselves for. And then the solar plexus chakra, the fire chakra, is really our true sense of being our power, our spiritual power, self-confidence, our intuition. This is the gut brain is here. We have three brains: the mind, the brain in the mind, the brain in the heart, and the brain in the solar plexus. And when the three are in alignment, we can truly operate from a different consciousness. So as we move up, we go to the heart chakra. And the heart chakra, this is the balance between the lower chakras and the higher chakras. And when we start working on the heart chakra and truly feel and open ourselves to being in alignment with our spirit and our soul, we're going to feel all the emotions from that have been blocked down here, because we need to work through them. When we start realizing there is a lot here that we need to work through, this is not, the sense of belonging is not only from the root and the sacral, but also all the way up to the heart chakra. Can we truly forgive ourselves for the things that we have done and experienced down here? So it's almost like a journey of life, from before to later on in life, when we experience all of these things. Can we forgive ourselves? Can we really accept ourselves? The thing here is that sometimes we think, because of what we have seen with our family members and communities and schools and so on, that love is conditional. So we put rules in place. And sometimes we have regrets, we have resentments, we have pity, feelings of unworthiness that block this chakra, the heart chakra. And the heart chakra, when, and you can see that multiple things can be in multiple chakras, but what you want to look at is the traumas before conception to 6 months are going to heavily affect this chakra here. So maybe if you have a lot of issues, and this happens with a lot of people that have a real sense of being a healer, they're going to experience so much traumas even before 6 months old, because it happens in between life. And then we move on eventually. Anyways, we get to the heart. And I want you to consider that this is an air chakra, and it deals with matters of love, obviously, because this is the love center, but it's blocked by loss and grief. You know what? The loss and grief of all the pieces that we have left behind of who we are. The loss and grief of the parents that we should have had, but we did not. The experiences that we should have had, but we did not. Experiencing things that are not in alignment with our true essence and make us feel something is wrong here, but we don't know, because we don't know any better. We're just children here. So this is blocked by loss and grief of the parts of our soul that we left behind. So a lot of the work that we're going to be doing in this program, in this 15 days challenge, is going to be rescuing those pieces that we left behind, so that you can release a lot of the sadness and the feelings of loss, the feelings of pain, so that we can really unite those pieces that we left behind with our true essence, so that we can feel better here, so we can feel more energy here. And then we move up to the throat chakra, and the throat chakra is the sound chakra, and it deals with truth, but it's blocked by lies that we tell ourselves, the things that we make assumptions on about ourselves based on the experiences that we experience. So when mom and dad are yelling and there is no money, in your child, you normally assume that it's because of you, even though consciously you don't think that you do. Unconsciously, there is a part of you that thinks, oh, I have to figure out how to save them, or I have to make myself smaller, or no ask for what I need because we don't have enough. Or when mom and dad said, you're never going to be good for this, or you are X, Y, and Z, and you then perform, create a false sense of identity to perform in that way because you took that as a true statement of who you are. So the sound chakra, when we cannot express ourselves, when we cannot have that sense of willpower and express who we are, and we keep things hidden, we cannot express freely who or what we want to express, this chakra gets blocked. And normally we do this because we have been carrying all of these wounds from down here, that by the time we get here, we think we have to hide behind certain mask. So we repress and we keep secrets, and we might start lying to be accepted. So this is very important because there is a part of us that we know we came here for something more than this reality, for something more than what we are capable of putting into words, but the people around us don't give us that impression that that is true. So we hide it. And because we're children, we don't know how to fight against that. So we accept everything later on in order to survive. So that later on, whenever we get ready, we're here now. We're doing the work to clear all of those masks. So as we move up to the third chakra, this is a light chakra. And it is a sense of clarity of true knowing, of seeing the truth of what we're supposed to be doing here right now. Normally, this chakra is going to deal with a lot of illusions and sense of separation. So we think that we are all alone. We're lonely. We are alone. We are separated from the rest of us. But the truth is that the more that you do this work, you realize how connected we are, how empaths are able to pick up situations and feelings and thoughts from others, because this chakra is more open to those that are already on a spiritual journey, so that they become more empathetic. But we all can be empaths. So most of us, I think all of us, to be honest, but some people might think otherwise. So what part of you feels separated from the rest of your family, friends, community, collective? If you feel a deep sense of fear of being judged, it's because this chakra is compromised. The third chakra is compromised. Those people that are feeling like they have to be perfect because they have to prevent anyone from judging them, is because this chakra is compromised. As we move up to the crown chakra, this is our sense of understanding more than this reality. This is our sense of oneness. So when this chakra is blocked or compromised, your sense of, this is a top chakra, our sense of feeling complete awareness of existence can be blocked by attachments, earthy attachments. So what attachments do you have or create? A lot of people have relationship pattern issues because they become so attached to someone that when they lose that person, it's very painful. And then they go a few months, find somebody else and do it again, because they get easily attached to people or things, material things. So, what attachments do you have that you need to let go in order for you to truly start feeling oneness with yourself, with your true inner self, your true inner wisdom, your true goddess energies within you? So, what is there? What attachments are there that you need to work through to release? So, now that we spoke about the 7 chakras and what can block these chakras.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all on the next one.